Congress is finally about to vote to release the Epstein files. Now, here is what's actually about to happen next. The internet, the media, and the Epstein victims have been screaming to make these files public for years now. But Congress didn't move on any of this until Ro Khanna introduced the Epstein Files Transparency Act in July. Now, leadership did what leadership always does when it's time for power to be held accountable. Nothing. The bill went to the House Judiciary Committee and it sat there buried. But when Republican Representative Thomas Massie filed a discharge position in September, the game officially began. Now, discharge position pretty much says that we're voting on this regardless of what leadership says. And to do that, you need 218 votes. Then the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, spent weeks slow walking the one more signature that they needed, Representative Adelita Grijalva. A couple days ago, she was finally sworn in, and the minute that she did, she signed that position, becoming the 218 signature they needed. From there, it's usual bill to law funnel. The House will officially vote on it, and you assume that they have the 218 votes needed. It's the same 218 for the signatures. But in the Senate, the answer gets a little bit more murky, because Senate Republicans have voted to block this in an amendment last time it came up. Lisa Murkowski, senator from Alaska, had said that she would flip her vote from a no to a yes. There's so much evidence and rumors floating around at this point. If you were to dare to vote no, you look like you're covering for some very important people. Former presidents, current presidents, maybe even the voter themselves. Now, if it clears the Senate and it lands on Trump's desk, he has two options that doesn't really favor him. He could sign it, or he could veto a bill about CSA victims, and that doesn't really look good going into a midterm election, one that's very important to his agenda. He spent over a week trying to whip votes in the House Republicans to vote no on this, and when he saw that they weren't budging, instead of looking weak and looking like his party doesn't rock with him, he goes from calling this a Democrat hoax to saying, hey, yeah, let us release the files. I've got nothing to hide. So let's say he does sign it and the files are released. That doesn't mean that what he's showing you is the things that he wanted to hide. See, the bill literally says that the DOJ can withhold whatever evidence they want if it pertains to an ongoing investigation, and they get to decide whether that evidence is relevant to the investigation. So if Trump's Department of Justice, Pam Bondi, decides to launch new investigations into this Epstein file stuff, into the names of the people that are on the Epstein files, all the evidence attached to those targets, or all the evidence they want to say is attached to those targets, those will be withheld. Those files will stay sealed until someone challenges that claim in court. And they might already be doing this. Thomas Massie has flagged the strategy already to the media. And even outside of Epstein, we've seen how the Department of Justice wants to play this game. They have repeatedly, with very scarce evidence, gone after Trump's political opponents like Lisa Cook, Tish James, and James Comey. When in that case, a federal judge has said that they have found a disturbing pattern of profound investigative missteps against the Trump administration. Things like misstatements of the law to the grand jury, weird handling of seized evidence, and some, let's use the word, irregularities over transcripts and audio tapes. I mean, Judge William Fitzpatrick was so perturbed by the DOJ's handling of the Comey case that he ordered them to hand over every grand jury record because the misconduct probably tainted the whole case. Things are going from bad to abysmal incredibly fast for this White House. I don't know if they're able or willing to spin and survive this right now. I mean, after all, if things are true, think about what we're talking about here. We're talking about one of the most heinous things a person could do. And there's an astronomically small amount of people that would be willing to defend something like this, let alone could defend something like this with all the evidence that's out there. But one thing is for sure, in Congress, we absolutely know that that number is less than 218.